Hello and welcome to this webinar on SmartLawn Spring Update. My name's Jack. I'm a salesperson at GreenBest and I deal a lot with SmartLawn products and lawn care customers. So let's get started. First things to say are this is a webinar is being recorded. So please, if you leave halfway through or you miss the start, then it will be uploaded to our webinar software and probably to the GreenBest Academy as well. Please leave questions and comments in the chat. My colleagues will be monitoring that and hopefully responding as quickly as possible. If you do leave a question after this has been recorded, then please, we will still get in contact and answer those for you. So yeah, please leave the questions and comments and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. So today we're looking at the spring fertilizer update for SmartLawn. It's going to be looking at the products which SmartLawn has available for spring, as well as some other bits and pieces. First up, we'll look at what is the spring fertilizer, and we'll then have a look at some of the SmartLawn fertilizers which are suitable for spring, some other products in the range, and then some other things and treatments, some other bits and pieces at the end as well. So first up, what is a spring fertilizer? Spring fertilizers, spring, the grass is generally actively growing. When the conditions are right, temperature's warming up, and the grass is looking to get growing, get healthy, get some good blades on, and they get nice and green so it can take in all of that sunlight. So the grass is actively growing. So at this point of time, generally have a higher nutrient content than the rest of them. In terms of spring fertilizer, usually a higher N as well. So the grass is going to be using all of that N to produce all of the leafy growth to help look good and grow strong. Generally, balanced 3-to-1 ratio in terms of NPK. That ratio comes from analysing grass blades, looking at what is in there, looking at what the plant's been using, what it needs, and you get a 3-1-2 ratio in terms of the NPK. So generally a spring fertilizer, a good spring fertilizer will have something like that. There's lots of variations, lots of different ways you can look at it and cut it, but something in that ratio where the N is higher and the phosphorus is slightly lower. So that would be what we'd be looking at. Also, good thing for spring is a good magnesium content to aid the chlorophyll production. So chlorophyll is the main molecule in, magnesium is the main molecule in chlorophyll. I got that wrong around. Magnesium is the main molecule in chlorophyll, and therefore you require plenty of magnesium to help the grass produce those chlorophyll molecules. Obviously, chlorophyll is what makes grass green, so having magnesium helps the grass look green. So I generally look at having magnesium in a spring fertilizer as well to help with that green colour and get all of the sunlight and energy it needs to grow as well. Final thing to look at would be the longevity. So this depends on your treatment patterns. You may be looking at controlled slow release products. Really, you're looking to fit something into your schedule. So if you're looking to go every 3 months, then a product which suits that time range, it would be ideal. If you go every 3 months but use a standard release product, they generally have a longevity of 4 to 6 weeks. So obviously the grass would die off, would slow down in growth, and the green color might die off a little bit. So you're going to need to be looking at something with maybe controlled release or slow release, depending on what you're looking at and how it fits into your schedules. So the spring fertilizers we have in SmartLawn range, we keep in stock. The Ultimate, Spring Green Light, Autumn Green. It's a bit of a comparison between the three. I'll go into detail on all three of those now, and then we'll come back to this comparison page in a little bit to have a look at it again. So the first one there is Ultimate. So Ultimate is a spring fertilizer we've been manufacturing and selling in the SmartLawn range ever since the SmartLawn range was made, and even before that. At the moment, it's a 2510 with 2.5% magnesium. So it's got that much higher N content than the other two to help grass grow in this period of time. 50% of that nitrogen is from Neutrilon V90. So Neutrilon V90 is the controlled release coated nitrogen ingredient, which helps extend that release pattern over the 3 months. So you can see there up to just over 12 weeks in those conditions. The rest of that nitrogen is immediately available from ammonium sulfate, urea, So you get that boost of growth at the start, and hopefully it goes up nicely and then tails off towards the end of that period. It is flexible, so the application rate we recommend is 30 grams per square meter. There is between 25 and 35 to help with that bit of uncertainty. But if you drop it a bit lower, then you'll probably get a little bit less longevity out of it, depending on the conditions and all of that. So you can flex it into different schedules as you need. The nutrient inputs are just at the bottom there. So if you need to compare those to what you're looking to put down, if you've got a plan that you're following, then you can use those nutrient inputs to apply it to that. We do keep Ultimate in stock in the 2 to 3 millimeter and 1 to 2 millimeter versions. So all of those are available depending on what you or your customers prefer. So the next one is Spring Green Light. We introduced a couple of light products back when fertilizer prices went through the roof. Just try and help with our customers, make sure they still continue visiting people visiting the lawns and keep their business going during that difficult time. Obviously, it meant we had to make some compromises on what was in the product and how it was manufactured and longevity, all of that. So Spring Green Light is a 15-5-10. So you do lose a little bit of that nitrogen to help with the cost, and 2.5%, it still has the 2.5% magnesium. Ultimate also has 2.5% available calcium, whereas Spring Green Light doesn't. So another comparison there. The other major thing with Spring Green Light is only 25% of the nitrogen is from Neutron V90, with another 25% from NMAX, which is a stabilized nitrogen, and the remaining 50% from ammonium sulfate or urea. So again, it's going to have a good boost of growth at the start. You can have the green color from the magnesium. However, that longevity may just tail off a little bit earlier than you would see with the Ultimate. The NMAX will help extend the longevity of that portion for up to 8 weeks. And then the Neutron V90 will obviously cover the remainder of those remaining 4 weeks in the program. So it may be a little bit less, you may see a little bit less growth towards the end. The color may die off a little bit in comparison to Ultimate. However, it is there to be a slightly more cost-effective option. The application rate, we would still recommend 30 grams per square meter. Again, there is the range 25 to 35 just to fit into what people need and do. Again, the inputs are there so you can fit it into your nutrient plan if required. One of the ways that we managed to keep the cost down on this is by only keeping it in stock in a 2 to 3 millimeter product. So it is available from stock in 2 to 3 millimeter. We do make it in 1 to 2 if needed, but it's always there as a 2 to 3. Next product on the list is Autumn Green. So Autumn Green, it's a bit different. It is an autumn product, hence the name Autumn Green. However, a lot of our customers use this in the spring if they are looking for a lower N input. Now, that might be because they want to reduce the N nitrogen input overall, or maybe because they're doing the mowing and don't have to deal with the waste. So there's a lot of reasons why you might want to reduce that nitrogen input. Autumn Green is a good solution to that. It's a 10-5-10. It still has that magnesium in there, so you're still going to get a good bit of green up on the grass. But that nitrogen, the available nitrogen, when you put it down, is only 5%. So it'll give a bit of growth, it'll give a boost, but it's not going to be as impressive, as noticeable as the Ultimate or Spring Green Light. The remaining 5% of the nitrogen, 50% of the overall nitrogen, is from Neutron V90. Obviously, this will give it its extended longevity, and you'll see that over the about 3-month period as well. So Autumn Green is available in 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 millimeter. So you've got that flexibility again. Because it has less nutrients in it, it costs a bit less than the Ultimate as well. So that's another consideration to make. The application rate, we would still recommend 30 grams per square meter for most applications. Again, there is a variation from 25, and actually we got up to 40 on this because sometimes, mainly in the autumn, you may need to use it to help boost the grass, combat disease, all that sort of stuff. And again, the inputs are at the bottom there to help you fit it into a nutrient program if you have one. So those are the 3 main spring products that we have, spring granular products that we have in the SmartLawn range: Ultimate, Spring Green Light, Autumn Green. So you can see they all have the up to 3 months longevity, depending on their sources. Ideal application: spring, autumn, but the Autumn Green is very flexible and it's good to fit into that low nitrogen spring program. There are a few other products which we keep in the range. I've added to the bottom there. which you could use in spring if you wanted to. So there's the two summer products, Drought Safe and Summer Safe Light. They're both designed for summer, but you could use them in the spring. Drought Safe is a 1939 and Summer Safe Light is a 1509. The main difference between those products and the spring products is that all of the nitrogen, 100% of the nitrogen, is from Nutrilong V90 or Onyx, our organic plant-based biostimulant fertilizer granule. So all of that nitrogen is there. It's safe. It's the reason they're used in the summer is to prevent scorch. So you can use them in the summer. No worries about the moisture or anything. Pop them down. Not going to scorch the grass. However, if you use them they can still be used in the spring. You're not likely to see as big an impact, as big a growth as with the spring products because all of that nitrogen is not immediately available. And also there's no magnesium in there to provide the chlorophyll and help with the chlorophyll production. So you might not see an immediate green up. However, there is still the nutrients in there. The Onyx will provide a boost, help with some stress relief properties as well. So they could be used. You may use it if you're not sure on what the weather's going to be doing. If it's a bit drier than you expect, and you might want to use the summer products instead. Alternatively, it might just be because you only want to buy one product for the spring and summer, and that makes it easy to do that, to make that choice. Last product on our list is SmartLawn Stretch. SmartLawn Stretch is a 28-5-10. This has 80% of the N from Nutrilong V90, so that gives it up to 6 months release. This is a bit of a hybrid product. You could use it from spring all the way, one application at the start of spring, and that will give you some nitrogen going all the way through summer. You may use it just before it gets warm, so early March, depending on temperatures and weather and all of that. Before the soil temperatures come up, you could apply this. That nitrogen which is coated is controlled by moisture and temperature, so it won't start releasing until the temperatures come up, and then that grass will get going. There's a few different ways you could use it. Generally recommend applying it probably March, April time. You could then apply it all the way through to August. You may do 2 applications a year of just Stretch. It's a flexible product which might fit into some applications, some schedules. Other things you might apply in the spring, biostimulants. So we keep 2 different biostimulants type products in our in the SmartLawn range in stock. We have seaweed extract and we have Onyx liquid. Seaweed extract. Seaweed has been used for thousands of years in agriculture to help with fertilizer, biostimulant plants, agricultural plants near the sea and everywhere actually. Thousands of years. The reason being it's got a lot of very good stress relieving compounds. There's a small amount of nutrients, but it's the stress-relieving compounds, the plant hormones, which are the most important part. If you think about where seaweed grows, it grows in an environment where it's constantly getting wet. It's very, very salty. It then gets dry. It's a very difficult environment to grow in. So seaweed is a great source of a lot of these stress-relieving hormones, stress-relieving compounds, and also trace elements and things like that. What we keep in stock is an 8% seaweed solid liquid. We always try and state the solid percentage so you can compare it with other products. This is very good at. We would recommend you apply it regularly. Recommend you apply it regularly, so that may be more often than your standard schedule. Depends on how often you visit. If you're doing mowing, then this may be something you could fit into your mowing schedule, maybe once a month. The main difference between seaweed and Onyx is the nutrient content. So seaweed doesn't generally have a nutrient content, depending on how it's extracted. It may have a high potassium because of an alkaline extraction method. However, if it's not from that, it generally doesn't have a very high NPK content. So Onyx is slightly different, whereas it does have a useful NK. Onyx is manufactured from a waste material from the sugar industry. So it's not quite like molasses, but it's something similar where the sugar has been removed. There is still a small amount of sugar left in it, which is why it's very good at boosting microbiology and helping create that healthy growing environment. It also contains a decent amount of amino acids. So this one has 9.2% amino acids. They're great. Amino acids are building blocks of all proteins and everything. So by applying them giving them to the plant doesn't have to synthesize themselves. You can also share those with microbiology and things like that to help create that growing environment, help with stressful things as well. Again, probably recommend applying this once a month if you can. One-off applications will help, but more often is usually better. The Onyx is also registered with OF&G for use in organic systems. So if you're looking to move that way and use more organic products, then Onyx is something there. It's also the only liquid fertilizer that we have in the SmartLawn range in stock. There are some other options in Velvet, but Onyx is there designed for SmartLawn. Next products you might use are wetting agents. The SmartLawn wetting agent is a powerful penetrant liquid. It's very, very good at breaking down hydrophobic compounds in the soil. This is where the soil's got dry and then generally fungi have left hydrophobic compounds in there. It causes a localized dry patch, LDP. You might see this when it gets dry, you get big brown patches in lawns and it's very hard and water doesn't get into it very easily. So they become hydrophobic, they actually repel water. So what the wetting agent will do is, one, it will help get that water into the soil by reducing the water surface tension, help that penetrate the soil. It will also then break down the hydrophobic compounds. So next year, you have less of an issue with LDP. We would generally recommend the best use of this is applying monthly, all the way from the start of spring to the end of summer. It will help keep grass greener for longer. You may not see the results directly, but by applying it like that, you build up residual moisture in the soil, which obviously when it gets hot and dry in the summer, will be there and the grass will be able to use that and maintain its structure and status for longer. If a monthly application doesn't fit into your schedule, then you can use a higher rate to get a 90-day longevity out of it. So that may fit better into your application schedules and treatments. We keep the SmartLawn wetting agent in stock in 5 litres and 1 litre containers. Another wetting agent that we have is the Saturagram wetting agent. This is a granular wetting agent where we've taken SmartLawn wetting agent and infused it into a zeolite carrier. This makes it lovely, easily spreadable granular, makes it easier to apply. Again, the wetting agent there will release over a period of time, helping keep the moisture in the soil, helping keep the grass greener for longer, also breaking down LDP. The standard application rate of Saturagram should give you the same response as the 90. It will give you a 90-day longevity with the same response of a monthly application. So it sort of sits in the middle there. It's available in 20 kilogram bags. However, it is in the Velvet brand, but it's still available to SmartLawn customers. And again, we would recommend applying this every 90 days from spring all the way through summer. One of the benefits of Saturagram is once the wetting agent is used up, you are left with the zeolite. It's on the zeolite carrier, so the zeolite will still then improve CEC, water holding, soil structure, all of that as well. So, yeah, very, very interesting product to help keep grass green during the summer. So other bits and pieces you may be looking to do in the spring. See, spring is one of the main renovation seasons, with the other being autumn. Which one you do is down to your business and what you prefer. Some people I know prefer autumn because the soil temperature is generally higher in autumn after the hot summer. It helps with germination and things like that. However, spring is a very busy time and it's easy to get things to look good because everything is growing. So it depends on your business and how things fit in and your views, but spring is one of the main renovation seasons. Things you may be doing is scarifying. Very important to remove thatch, remove buildup of organic matter from the soil to aid with water penetration, nutrient penetration, and air movement as well. Alongside that is aeration. Again, very important to break into the soil, get those holes, get the air moving, aid water input, and get the nutrients next to the roots as well. So very, very important processes, those two. As well, you might do some top dressing. Top dressing is there to help put other things into the soil, not necessarily fertilizers, not necessarily seed. So other soil improvements, maybe just leveling an area, using topsoil, maybe adding organic matter to the soil, maybe other soil improvements to help improve structure, things like that. All of these sorts of things will be done in the spring period. And you can do this all generally alongside fertilizer input, depending on what you're doing and how heavy the work is. So most of the fertilizers will work in tandem with this. So that's everything about the products that we have ready for spring. There's a few other things to talk about. So we have the webinars. So you know about those because you're listening to me. There's a number of other ones which are available through our website. We've done quite a few over the last couple of years. There will be more this year, so keep an eye out. Keep an eye on the website, on the socials, and on your emails as well to see what's going on. All of them are recorded one way or another. They will be uploaded, so you can watch them later. So there's not always the pressure to catch them live, but you may be able to see them. One place we do this is the GreenBest Academy. Actually, about this time last year, I think we were launching this, and at the point in time, we've now got a number of courses available. So there are 2 dedicated lawn care courses, or about lawn grass and lawn grass biology and lawn nutrition. There's also another couple of courses, sports amenity, focused on treatment plans. They may be useful to help build your knowledge on how to build a treatment plan. It does translate across, so maybe have a look at those as well. And also, at the time of recording, coming soon is Daisy's next one, Understanding Lawn Soil. She's working very hard to get this up and ready as soon as possible. So that is coming soon, and hopefully we'll be there very, very, very soon. There's also other things on there. Obviously, we've got a horticulture range, and other bits will be uploaded. And all of the webinars generally, if they're relevant, will go onto there as well. So keep an eye on there. One thing that we are starting to do is get basis CPD points on some of the courses. So if that's something you need for your accreditation, then have a look on there and see if there's anything which you can top up with. I'm not entirely sure how it works. You may have to put your membership number, or we may have a look at it and do it afterwards. We'll work through that. But have a look on those webinars, on those courses, and see if there's anything you like. Final thing to talk about is the portal. So the portal's been up and running for a couple of years now as well. Really, really useful for us, really, really helpful to make sure that our customers are seeing the up-to-date products and up-to-date prices. We are still, as a company, GreenBest is still updating prices monthly. Due to the changing world, things are still happening. Things are still changing very rapidly. So we're updating prices monthly. This is the easiest way to keep on track of this, rather than sending out price lists all the time or having people request them from us, is to have a look at the portal. And the portal is being regularly updated. So there's always things going on. We're adding features, usability things, people are identifying bugs, and we're fixing those. So it's a constant process of updating and new things being able to be done on there. The most important thing is being able to look at those prices, place orders, and then you'll be able to put it all the way through the system, and eventually you'll get your fertilizer in a few days. So if you're not signed up to the portal, please get in contact with your account manager. Either give us a call at the office, or contact me directly if it's me. We'll get you signed up. As I say, it's a really good tool to be able to see the pricing and be able to access ordering very, very smoothly. So, as I said, those are the contact details there at the end if you need them. If you have any questions at all, please do feel free to give us a call, drop us an email, leave a question in the chat here, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you very much. I've been Jack Baxter. I hope you have a great day.